So seriously, when is a pear ripe? How do you know how to pick a good pear? Hi, it's Jon with ProduceGeek.com. It is November when we're recording this, and that is a wonderful time of the year to really enjoy beautiful, fresh, delicious pears from the Pacific Northwest. That's one of the places in the country where pears grow the best. The mountain slopes of Washington and Oregon. And so I want to talk about how you can pick a good one, what variety is good for what purpose, and let's get started. So first off, the pear that everyone thinks about when they think of a pear is actually usually, I think, a Bartlett. This is a Bartlett pear. It's got that bell shape to it. And when these are picked in the late summer, the skin is like lime green, but as they do ripen at room temperature, the skin turns yellow. So this is the one variety that really turns color, and that's an indicator. You let this thing out at room temp, you go from a hard and crunchy pear that is semi-sweet to, as it turns more yellow, the sweetness starts to emerge. If you let it get golden yellow, and then you'll see some kind of brown spots on the skin, that is going to be a succulent, juicy, drip down your chin eating experience with a very sugary tasting, ripe flavor flesh. The all-purpose pear that you find most of the year is the Anjou, and it's an old French-style variety, more roundish, doesn't have that top like the Bartlett, and if the color on these is kind of green to green-yellow, it's going to stay that way. They really don't change skin color very much. And so then the question becomes oh my goodness, how do I know when that thing's ripe? Because if I want to eat this pear right now, this is firm. And it's going to be crunchy, and the sugar starch balance inside isn't going to emerge and give you the eating experience you want. So pears, Anjou pears, and their sister variety, red Anjou, you want to let that ripen at room temperature until you press by the neck area just gently with your thumb, and it should give to gentle thumb pressure with your thumb, not your fingernail, just your thumb right around that stem area. So that idea of check the neck for ripeness is a great tip for Anjou pears as well as Bosc pears. These, if you need to speed up that ripening process, what I recommend is put them in a paper bag, maybe even with a ripe banana, and the natural ethylene gas that the fruit emits as it ripens, it'll stay trapped inside, which will help accelerate it. So on the other hand, if you have some pears that are, oh my goodness, these are already really ripe, but I'm not ready to eat them, you can put that ripe pear in the refrigerator and keep it at that stage for a couple days. It will help to refrigerate it once it's already ripe. But it won't get ripe quickly in the refrigerator. That needs to happen at room temperature. How does the Anjou taste? When they're ripe, they're creamy and smooth and very sweet. Just a sweet tasting, creamy pear. The red Anjou has almost a little bit of a floral aroma happening in the aftertaste, and even the when you cut it, the smell. It's also a very creamy variety. The Bosc pear, this is a golden Bosc, meaning the skin color is almost golden brown. These can be eaten when firm. Some people like to eat these crunchy. Some people like to let these ripen a bit, but they're not going to ripen to as creamy as an Anjou. There will always be a little bit of almost a semi crunch to the texture as it ripens. So those, I eat these crunchy, Bosc, but I'll also let them get ripe and just know that my eating experience will be a little bit chewier. I love to slice up Bosc and roast them with green beans and maybe some walnuts, or this is a good pear for poaching and poach it in some sort of sugared water and serve as a dessert. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with Bosc pears. They have more of a honey sweetness than that sugary, creamy sweetness. So there's a little bit more honey sweetness. All right, last pear I want to talk about is the Comice. This is often called the Christmas pear. The Comice is the type of pear that like Harry's and David's packs in their famous fruit gift packs and so forth. They tend to grow ugly, and people think of this Comice pear as this, beautiful concept because of all the photography that you see with like a Harry's and David's or something. But really, the Comice they're susceptible to lots of limb rub where this has been growing on the tree and leaves and branches have been rubbing against it. They get some russetting. So they're just not the prettiest pear, but wow, when you let them ripen to creamy like an Anjou, again, check that neck for ripeness. When you let these ripen to a creamy, that is a wonderful, fabulous, sweet eating experience. And a lot of people enjoy serving that with sharp cheeses and tangy cheeses and nuts and just that holiday pear taste. So I really hope you get to enjoy some pears here this November. And for what's best right now, keep checking back with us at producegeek.com. And if you find something you like, share fruit with a friend, everybody. Here's to fresh.